This lesson is brought to you by guitarpronto.com. In this lesson we're going to have a look at the major chords that you should play as a beginner, and we're going to learn how to play them. In total there are 7 major chords. These are what are called major triads, and they have 3 notes. Out of these 7 major chords you need to learn 5 of them. The first one we're going to have a look at is the G major chord. This has 3 notes, G, D and B. The first note of G is played at the 3rd fret of the 6th string and at the 3rd fret of the 1st string. The second note of D note is an open 4th string, so you don't need to worry about that. And the third note, the B note, is played at the 2nd fret of the 5th string. In order to play this chord you need to strum all 6 strings, and that's going to sound like this. The second out of the 5 chords that we're going to have a look at is a D major chord. This is a triad and once again has 3 notes. The first note is a D note, and that's played at the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. The second note is an A note, and that's played at the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. And the third note is the F sharp note, and that's played at the 2nd fret of the 1st string. In order to play this chord you need to strum from the 5th string down, and we're going to leave out the 6th string. And that's going to sound like this. Now onto the third chord. The third chord we're going to have a look at is an E major chord. This once again has 3 notes. The first note is an E note, and that's played on the 2nd fret of the 4th string. The second note is a B note, and that's played at the 2nd fret of the 5th string. And the third note is a G sharp note, and that's played at the 1st fret of the 3rd string. To play this chord you need to strum all 6 strings, and that's going to sound like this. For the fourth chord, let's have a look at the A major chord. This once again has the 3 notes. The first note, the A note, is played at the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. The second note, the E note, is played at the 2nd fret of the 4th string. And the third note is the C sharp note, and that's played at the 2nd fret of the 2nd string. In order to play this chord you need to play the bottom 5 strings, leaving out the 6th string. And that's going to sound like this. And the last out of the 5 chords that we're going to have a look at is the C major chord. The 3 notes in this chord is first of all the C note, and that's played in 2 places, 3rd fret of the 5th string and at the 1st fret of the 2nd string. The second note, of G note, is open 3rd string, so you don't need to worry about that. And the last note, the 3rd note, is an E note, and that's played at the 2nd fret of the 4th string. To play this chord you need to strum from the 5th string down, leaving out the 6th string, and that's going to sound like this. So the 5 chords that you've learnt in this lesson are the important out of the 7 major triads. They're the 7 basic major chords that you need to learn. Okay, in order to play chords well you need to use correct fingering and have good chord structure. The aim is to be able to switch between chords quickly, so when you're playing chord progressions and so on. So thank you for watching this video, and if you want more help on how to play guitar, make sure you visit guitarpronto.com.